Cut the crap.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
John Lisle, L.A. Lloyd, and Drew Bennett.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
Three dudes talking about whatever the hell they want. It's narcissistic.
Check it out.
Remember, there's nothing wrong with being self-absorbed. It's Beaver Kool-Aid with Lisle, L.A. Lloyd, and Drew.
Give us 30 minutes and we'll show you the world.
It's
on
the
Beaver.
international edition of the Beaver Kool-Aid. What?
I like that. That's very nice. That's a good opening there.
You like that?
Yeah.
Well, now we got to have something because, we are on the World Wide Web.
There you go. Look at that. We just hit South Africa.
Look at that. Everywhere, wherever you want to be, you can pick up Beaver Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Right.
Very nice.
As we break down the election of Francois Hollande
Yeah. How about that?
in France.
Gone.
And Putin's back.
You can't
In
get
Russia.
you can't get rid of that Putin.
Yeah, you got to have the Putin.
But French is going all socialist on us now. It's France, and next thing you know, it's going to be right here in the U.S. We're all going to be socialist before it's all said and done. Gay marriages will be passed.
We
And-
already are socialists, aren't we?
Well, we're close enough, according to the Tea Party.
To a point, yeah, right. Don't you like it when we speak of politics
Oh,
and go
yeah.
international on you?
I'm just seeing these people that wants us to talk about shitting in my toilet is already tuned the fuck out. You don't have any potty humor. I'm out of here, man.
No, you mentioned Putin. It's all right.
Well, there you go. We did get a
You
little
said
Putin. Yeah.
Let's go south of the equator. Okay.
I did see on one of our Beaver Kool-Aid videos, we did have someone actually view it from France. So that allows us to talk about it because we've had one viewer from France. So they like the Beaver over there.
Oh, they must have been real happy with the Cinco de Mayo
Oh,
episode.
yeah. Fuck the French is the way we ended that show. Way to go, Drew. You blew off our only viewer in France, man.
Sorry.
Hilarious.
Sorry.
Well, I just thought that we'd talk about what's happening around the world.
Yeah.
Well, you know who died is George Lindsay. You know who that is?
Yeah, George Lindsay. Are you asking us? Guys from
Yeah.
North Carolina? Are you kidding? Are you kidding me?
He
if
died.
we know who George... You got to understand, you're from North Carolina. The Andy Griffith Show is this is religion.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you haven't been to Tags, which is the Andy Griffith Show bulletin board, that's Tags, and become a member. Yeah, they're all over today. So George Lindsay Goober originally auditioned for Gomer, didn't make it. They brought him back to be Gomer's cousin. He went on later on to be on Hee Haw fame, and then, of course, many appearances there in Branson and Nashville, and a lot of...
This was a guy who didn't mind being Tony Soprano. He was Goober, and, it's like, I'm going to be Goober till the day I die.
Absolutely.
He was Goober. He was only on that show for a little while, but even when they did Mayberry RFD with no Andy Griffith, Goober was still around.
Oh, absolutely. He rode that.
Goober on Hee Haw for all those years, and Goober, just call me Goober. I am Goober. He embraced his character. And that
even wore that hat. Even wore that little hat he had, with the holes in it. Yeah, the beanie. He was
gotta eat.
Yeah, so R.I.P. Goober, man. Gomer, on the other hand, is not riding that Gomer horse at all. He gets pissed if you even acknowledge him as Gomer, which, I think is kind of silly because that's the biggest thing he did outside of his great albums that he sold and got many Grammys for. But Jim's still with us. Long live Gomer. R.I.P. Goober.
Yeah, I think
Goober.
Jim Nabors, he lives in Montana, Whitefish, Montana.
Really?
On this big ranch.
I thought he lived in Hawaii.
No, I think he's got a ranch in Montana, or at least he did.
Yeah.
And I think what he does is he just stands outside, ball sack drooping, and sings opera on his farm all day.
I know at one point he had a macadamia nut farm in Hawaii.
Yeah, maybe he does live in Montana now.
Maybe
I'll have to wait.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe he sings in his macadamia nut farm. Maybe I just read it.
Let me tell you something. As a Andy Griffith Show fan, I don't appreciate you calling him Gomer Ballsack Droopin' or whatever the hell you said.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring that up in our Andy Griffith Show study group.
That's right. On
Do
Wednesday
you guys
night.
have any of his records? Jim Nabors got lots of inspirational records.
Oh, my papa, to me he was so wonderful.
It sounds, wow, Lloyd.
Like
not
that.
a bad lip syncing job there, Lloyd.
Thank you.
That's pretty good.
It's my.
I mean, I could tell you weren't quite in sync, but that wasn't bad.
That was clearly Jim Nabors.
Yeah.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
Since I've got a little bit better at editing video, we decided we'd shoot a video for them singing "Love Me Tender" to give to Grandma for Mother's Day this year. So.
Oh God, you're gonna make me cry.
I know it, man. Good stuff. I was like, watching Ava play and sing at the same time. I was like, that's pretty impressive for a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's recorded a song for her grandmother this year. John, your mother hung up on you earlier.
Right.
What kind of Mother's Day gift do you give someone who hangs up on you?
Oh,
nothing.
Wow. Nothing's coming Mom's way.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing. So
my mother expects something that has to do with my kid, and I'll be honest, I haven't done a goddamn thing about it. And I'm a shitty son and a parent, I guess.
I think you ought to send her a quick sketch of Screaming Ben there with the Santa hat on.
Yeah. How about one of those? How about one of those?
At you, Mom.
How about one of those photo books? You could put together one of those photo books there, Drew. Yeah.
Back at you, Mom, with the Santa Claus.
Yeah, back at you. Here's one for your collection. You guys see this story out in Utah where this mom took naked photos of her 13-year-old so that the 13-year-old could send them to her 30-some-year-old boyfriend?
Wow, really?
The boyfriend had given the phone to the 13-year-old. 13-year-old couldn't figure it out. So Mom knew how to take pictures with the phone.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So Mom took the naked shots to send to the older boyfriend.
That's not Alabama or Mississippi or Georgia. That was Utah, you said.
Utah, my friend.
Wow.
I think everything's legal somewhere. It's in 3 counties of Utah that you can take naked photos of your underage child, your minor child, and send them to their 30-year-old boyfriend.
Wow. Yeah. Those crazy ass Osmonds, man, I tell you, they just never stop with the kids and, throwing out the naked pictures of Donnie and Marie, It's
I wonder if it was just a quick snapper or if it was, a quick snapshot or if they, if she got her to really pose.
Oh, my God.
Come on, arch the back, ass up in the air. Come on, let's go. Don't be shy. You want to make sure this guy loves you so you can get out of my trailer.
So, yeah, exactly.
Get the hell out of here.
So no law enforcement popped in on this one. This just sounds like a Nancy Grace show and waiting to happen.
I mean, she got a few charges.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
So I find mistakes all the time. This should really, we're going back to the George Lindsay thing, the Goober thing, right? And if you don't know Goober, then I don't know, look it up. This is what I saw in the newspaper this morning. Can you see this? Right here. Do you see what it says right there on my thing?
Yeah, Goober pile dead at 53.
Do you see what else
83.
How he's described? Can you see that?
No. Is this a game? If I beat Lloyd, do I win some sort of prize?
Yeah, it says actor George Lindsay played Gomer Pyle's disingenuous cousin on TV.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty big for some Mayberry fans. I don't even know what that means.
Disingenuous?
Wow.
Are you kidding me? Goober?
That's a little
disingenuous? I saw that and someone reached into the big word bag and pulled out the wrong one.
Man.
So, he was never the disingenuous cousin. I mean, he was, he's a solid guy.
Yeah.
Goober was.
He always had his back.
Right. And the thing is that, Goober was a mechanic. And I'm thinking this is maybe like a stab at mechanics. Because so many people think that most mechanics are disingenuous.
Well, yeah, but when you're down at Wally's Philly station and you go see Goober, you know you're going to get the true deal, man. This guy is one of those, guys that's got the Christian Good Samaritan sticker there in the window. This guy's not disingenuous at all.
It's not like
I would make a joke and ask if you guys had a forum that you posted on, but it sounds like you actually do.
I told you we have a weekly study group. It's like that. It's required. So, like here in Texas, where they make you take Texas history. Mm-hmm. And in North Carolina, you have to take Mayberry history.
Oh yeah, there's a
do
morning.
you have to do you have to take Matlock in high school?
Yeah, you do. That's what you get when you go to college. You have to take Matlock 101. Yeah. But there's a morning show in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's been making a living doing Andy Griffith shit for 25 years. John knows who I'm talking about.
John Boy and Billy.
Yeah, I mean their whole show is Andy Griffith, man.
Is that right?
I'm telling you, man. It means a whole lot to us.
It's
I guess, you guys you Texas boys have Dallas.
Yeah, they got Dallas. They got,
Walker, Texas Ranger.
That one, but I was thinking of the Lonesome Dove one.
Yeah, that's a miniseries, though.
I think Walker, Texas Ranger, everyone's going to get behind you on that, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Walker,
well, we've got GCB now.
Oh my God, that's right. John watches that show too. I've heard him comment on it a couple of times.
And my wife has me watching it. Yeah,
I watched for about 30 seconds. That was all. Yeah, that's it. Well, I try to think about the other TV shows. They've tried to use Houston, on and off for TV shows, and it's just never really worked.
It's because the city's not sexy, man. Houston is just not a sexy city. I hate to say it. It's just not a sexy city. It's just a big conglomerate of...
Yeah. No one wants to see a sitcom about people in strip malls.
Yeah.
Ship Channel.
Their football team's not sexy. The city's not sexy. I mean, what's the difference in Beaumont and Houston? About 60 miles. That's it.
Ooh, that hurts, man.
I know.
Boy, that's tough words there.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you had Urban Cowboy. Come on.
Well, yeah.
He's got a point. You did have Urban Cowboy.
That was
John
sexy.
Lisle worked there for 1 year out of his life.
Thank you. Yeah, when you don't have to go all the way to Beaumont. All you got to do is just head on over to Pasadena.
Yeah,
or even better, go hardcore. Go to Galena Park. There are a lot of beautiful parts of Houston that are just a lot of people just overlook. I mean, there's where there's single-digit IQs. You just have to search them out. Where people describe Goober as disingenuous. I'm still pissed about that. I'm going to write a letter to the editor.
You should.
Yeah,
you should sign it Beaver Kool-Aid.
First of all, Goober was never disingenuous. And second of all, I hate speeders. Slow down.
You don't think that Goober was, maybe adopted the persona of Gomer to get the chicks?
Well, they used to go out and tag team. I mean, Goober was Gomer's wingman. I mean, they would go out and, try to get, Thelma Lou or Helen, and then all of a sudden Andy and Barney steps in and just squashes their hopes right there, man.
Maybe he was disingenuous that way.
Yeah.
Maybe he was scumbag Goober.
This so much reminds me of some of my college courses. I love, the open discussion.
Radio, TV, and film. Today we're going to be discussing the Andy Griffith Show. And was Goober disingenuous? I don't know.
I just, that's my problem. I see crap and then I want to correct it. My wife hates it. She tells me it's not good and people hate that about me. I need to quit doing it. It's a bad habit.
Oh, I love it about it. I love it about
you. You do?
I love it about you when you do that. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Love it. So I say I'm conscious effort of everything that I open my mouth when I'm around John, because I know that there's going to be some grammar that's completely wrong, and he's going to call me out on it. So I have to be.
Well, a month ago when I saw the our former boss's resignation letter of resignation, I did spot a subject-verb disagreement. I wanted to point out to him.
Did you go through it, mark it with a red pen? It's like, nope.
I should have. I should have. And, yeah, and I mentioned that to Steve Hahn, and he said, you got to quit doing that, man.
See?
You need to quit doing that. I can't. It's in my DNA. I can't help it. So
maybe you should go into English teaching.
Oh yeah.
Becoming an
that's
English
good.
teacher.
You got
That sounds exactly like something I'd love to do.
You've
True.
got the demeanor for it. You've got the voice. You've got that attentive voice that people will listen to. College kids would be scared of you.
Right. It's a commanding voice that people would want to listen to during a lecture on grammar.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd be scared if I didn't do it right. He'd give me, not only would he give me an F, come over there and kick my ass.
I just have a feeling that if I was teaching, I'd be labeled as disingenuous.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
The disingenuous English professor, John Lisle.
Right.
I think to be a teacher, though, you need a degree, don't you?
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I thought you had an honorary doctorate from North Carolina.
No, I saw Shaq just got his doctorate.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. If he's got one, you should definitely have one.
I think Shaq got a doctorate, didn't he, in Florida? From
A doctorate.
Yeah,
yeah.
Honorary.
An honor.
Honorary, of course. Like we have to say honorary.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
No, you don't watch, and John, you don't watch Celebrity Apprentice at all?
No.
He's not a reality TV kind of guy. I just got that feeling.
What do you really? More importantly, what do you think of Lisa Lampanelli? Do you like her?
I like her. I do like her. She's funny. She's
I
pretty
really
mean. She's mean. She's the queen of mean, as she calls herself. But she's funny.
Speaking of higher education, she's gone to Harvard and is a very intelligent woman and a savvy business person. And they voted her off last night.
Boy, I bet she was pissed about that. She had some kind words for Donald.
She was classy about it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
She just was thankful and walked out and. So I watched a little bit of that, and I just wanted to bring it up because I like her, and she got fired yesterday.
I think it's a big NBC conspiracy because, first of all, if she was on Howard Stern's show today, she would be cussing and raising hell about how bad that show was and about Donald's hairpiece. But see, Howard Stern now is a judge on America's Got Talent. It's all NBC. Howard's playing nice. It's a big conspiracy thing, man. I'm telling you. It's all NBC's controlling these fuckers, man. It's a big conspiracy theory.
I've always liked Lisa Lampanelli because I have a black penis.
Well, there you go. And she loves you for that.
Yeah.
I think she's funny, man.
I do too.
I think she's, here's why. The reason that they voted her off is because she isn't pretty enough for Donald Trump.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know this, but Lisa Lampanelli is Adele's mother. Did you?
Yeah, I knew that.
I see the resemblance here. I really do.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I think they got the same body.
She, I actually saw her live in Austin when she came through last time. She was hilarious. I mean, she really was.
She's awesome.
She brought out her Italian husband. She didn't marry a black guy. She did marry an Italian. And, he looks like a bulky Italian man who's had a lot of pasta. And, they probably do still eat a lot, So God bless her.
Well, you know what? I think that she was the best thing on the show this year. I think it sucks that they voted her off because I really wanted her to just eat alive whoever it was that she would have played at the end.
Yeah.
They said it was something about her emotions getting the best of her. It's bullshit. Whatever. They fired her because she wasn't going to give good ratings at the end. They wanted Arsenio Hall and some other girl, some singer.
How is Arsenio Hall bringing ratings? He couldn't even bring ratings to his own show.
Hey, man, people like Arsenio Hall. I like him. You know what? People think about Arsenio Hall with, the show that he did and the crappy interviews that he did. When I think of him, I think of Coming to America.
Yeah, that's a funny movie.
And that's a good movie, right?
Well, the funny thing about Arsenio's show was I was living in L.A. during that time, and I was unemployed, kind of like I am now. So all I did was go to, either Arsenio's show or Rick Dees had a show at the time, a TV show on ABC. And that's what me and my friend Calvin Hicks in Atlanta used to do. We just go to see TV talk shows and sit in the audience.
Oh, you would go and sit in the in the audience?
Every day. We'd go to a different TV talk show.
Really, you were the one of the people that could be credited with the dog thing. You could, the woo woo woo.
Yeah, I was one of those whoopers. It was me.
Wow, Lloyd, I had no idea that you were one of the early adopters of that.
Yeah, I was there. And the funny thing about it, and Arsenio's show was a little hard to get into because it was pretty popular at the time. So you kind of had to get down there early around 8 o'clock in the morning to get your tickets to come back for the 4:30 taping. Now, Rick Dees, on the other hand, dude, you could walk up there at 5 till 4. You could walk right in, man. There was no problem getting on that show. I actually did a bit on the show one time. So I actually, it was, yeah.
John, back then he had to carry around that box-looking Macintosh. He didn't have an iPhone yet. And he had to carry around that toaster with the smiley face.
But the good thing about it had a little carry handle on the top. So it's still, and it was even then, it was nice and portable, even back in the early 90s. So it's okay.
Your bone density unit.
The reason you could walk right into the Rick D show is the reason why, if anybody's gotten deep enough into this episode of Beaver Kool-Aid, they wonder who the hell is Rick Dees? Was a Los Angeles radio personality.
Yeah, we've got old Rick Dees, Arsenio Hall, and old Macintoshes.
But Rick got his start in North Carolina, so it all comes back to Goober. See, that's how it all works. You know,
it's circle on back to North Carolina.
Right. That's how.
Very nice.
All right.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
Well, should we pay our respects to MCA from the Beasties? You know, obviously, Adam. How do you pronounce his last name there, Drew?
Adam Yao.
Adam Yao.
Yow. I mean, you don't say Yawk?
Yawk?
Yow?
I don't know how to pronounce his last
time?
name.
The CH is silent?
You know, I've always said Adam Yao, and I may be wrong. I've said that for 20 some years. That's all I've ever known.
You didn't have somebody like me around going, what? Huh?
I could be wrong. I could be wrong about it. I have no idea.
Well, we'll just call him MCA.
I was just saying, though, that for people my age, he's 47 years old. Surprising, I think, to some people that one of the Beastie Boys is, closing in on 50.
Yeah.
I think he was the oldest one, right? But just sad to start to watch your contemporaries pass away.
Yeah.
Let me look. I've got some stats here on my Beastie Boys comforter set. I think I've got some, personal bio stuff here on the pillowcase. Let me just a second. Let me look at that. Yeah. And unless my wife changed and I've got my Britney Spears comforter set on.
Well, yeah.
Let me go and see what it is in the. Right. Did you look up anything, Lloyd? On the...
If it's the Britney Spears, could you just make a note of the date that she shaved her head and beat that car with an umbrella?
Yeah.
I can never remember.
I have to keep explaining to my kids why Britney Spears has a mustache on my comforter set.
It's the milk ad. Why is there a milk ad?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Got Dad. I was never.
Nice.
I was never a Beastie Boys kind of guy. I mean, we played that in Kiss. I think we played that one song, and
which one? Fight for Your Right?
Huh?
Fight for Your Right to Party, or
yeah.
Sure Shot.
It's Brass Monkey. That's what every radio station in the free world plays. They don't know any other Beastie Boys song.
Look,
it's always Brass Monkey.
Yeah, we never played because we never played anything at Kiss. But I was always, I always thought that it's kind of weird that at the time I thought, is it just because you have rich white kids are they getting all this attention? To me there was just all sorts of different people that were rapping. It does seem to be an inordinate amount of attention. Not that I don't understand how important they were.
Yeah. Well, again, Chuck D was the one who inducted him into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a few weeks ago.
The world at large, how important they were.
There was a lot of rappers that stepped up and said, how influential they were on their genre. I mean, for me, 3 Jewish white kids out of New York that can make it in the hip hop community. I mean, for that time, what was that? 86, 87, something like that?
Yeah, but they've been around since the early 80s, late 70s. Am I right?
I don't know. I thought they just started at mid 80s or so. But anyway, still.
To ill.
I mean, if there was no Beastie Boys, there probably would not have been an Eminem. Do you think? Or yes? I don't know.
Oh, man. So, wow, we came that close to Eminem not happening?
That close. Oh. And there probably wouldn't have been a Vanilla Ice.
Well, I think, really what they contributed was, other than, to the, being the sort of, part of the grandfatherhood of hip hop, I think they contributed more to sampling records.
Yeah, that was big.
They got in trouble for it. Paul's Boutique at the time was the most sampled record of all time. And so I think sampling and that kind of thing really is what you could give those guys. But
and I have to say,
some good records.
When that first happened, I was actually a little taken aback. I was a little pissed actually, because I was going like, why don't they do something original instead of stealing everybody else's shit? And everybody jumped on that bandwagon too. But I think as time has moved forward, and I actually dropped that album on just to listen to it over the weekend again, pulled it out, and I was like,
Boutique?
yeah, and I was just like, man, I do have a whole new satisfaction or better feeling about that record than I did when it was a current. But yeah, the sampling thing pissed me off. I just didn't get it, but now I kind of do. I mean, I would much rather have people sampling today than what the hell they are doing. Like DJ Skrillex up there in front of 25,000 people at ACL Live, spinning vinyl. So I'll at least give him that.
You don't think he's up there, producing and flipping switches and toggling things?
No, and probably 20 years from now, I'll be going like, DJ Skrillex, man, what a genius. But right now, just ain't buying it, man. Not drinking the Skrillex Kool-Aid at this point. So if I'd have known this, that you could have made $1 million or gazillion dollars by being a club DJ. In 2012, I probably would have changed my course here instead of being a radio DJ. That's for sure.
You got that right, man.
God.
You got that right.
Yeah, I would have stayed in the club. I would have stayed in that titty bar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Had I known.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
Did y'all hear that Goober died?
I detect a little disingenuity.
Hey, Goober.
Well, I'll tell you.
Do your Cary Grant impersonation. No, I can't do it. Come on, Goober, do it. No, I can't. Come on, Goober, do it. All right, here you go. Judy, Judy, Judy. Ain't that something? It's like he's almost standing right there performing for us. Thank you.
Unbelievable.
Wow, Lloyd, I mean, now were you on the Arsenio Hall show?
Wait a second. Didn't you do the community theater performance of Goober Pile?
That was my one-man show of Goober and Gomer together. Here's
the thing.
Monologue.
Hey, that's our first guest.
Oh, right. Look at that. Is that Otis?
That's our first guest on Beaver Kool-Aid. That's Otis P.
And see, the funny thing about it is that goes back to Goober because, Otis was the town drunk. So everything all has, jiving together. Like you said, John, if you stay with the show long enough, you'll see how it all kind of comes full circle at the end of the show.
I think the point of this episode is that North Carolina is the center of the universe.
Yeah, almost there. It's the entertainment capital of the world.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything bad about the Beastie Boys again. I know they sold 40 million records. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about the Beastie Boys.
No.
I just don't like rap. So it doesn't matter who does it where. I don't like sampling. For me, music or people, for me, and I know I'm old-fashioned, I like people that play instruments.
So you said, you know what, a turntable is not an instrument, man. I'm not going to give that to you. All right.
Hey, the Dillards on Mayberry, they always play their own instruments. And
wait a second, that's going to be saved for Here's What's Going On at Dillard's, and that's later on in the show.
No. And their name wasn't the Dillards.
What was it? Did I mess that up?
The Darlings.
The Darlings. My bad. See, I had Dillards on my mind. I don't know what the hell.
Sure.
The Darlings. You're right. My bad.
I haven't done that segment yet, Lloyd.
He just can't wait. He had to jump the gun. So what's happening at Dillard's?
Say 40% off sale this weekend. Hey, the one good thing that I think that came out of the Andy Griffith Show was Bryce Dallas Howard. You know what I'm saying? Ron Howard's daughter. I think she is beautiful and red hot. You know what I'm talking about?
Does she have red hair?
You guys don't know who that is? Bryce Dallas Howard.
She was in some movie recently.
So she's been in The Help. She was in The Help.
That's what it was. Yes.
She was in.
She was hot. She is hot.
She was in that M. Night Shyamalan movie. She's been in a few. Yeah, she's beautiful.
The Help was great. She was good in that movie actually. So
Parenthood. She was in that. Apollo 13.
All the Ron Howard movies, just like his brother, who's always in He's in all of his. He was also on the Andy Griffith Show. He was a little boy that was eating the peanut butter sandwich. That was always standing on the corner. Is his name Clyde or what is his name? His
biggest TV claim to fame was on what show?
Leave It to Beaver. Kool-Aid.
And Clint Howard was in a movie called Gentle Ben.
In a
TV series in the 60s called Gentle Ben.
You're right.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
Drew, this is the first time you're doing Mother's Day for your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told her that Ben wasn't old enough to do anything for her, and so I didn't know what she was going to do about that. And that didn't go over very well, so I guess I'll have to do something.
Just put a pen in his hand and let him scribble something on a card, That's what dads do for babies. They put a Sharpie. Make sure it's a Sharpie, too, so they can eat a little bit of it.
I've gotten a couple things. I got, I took some pictures of him and put a book together, and then I bought them some matching pajamas.
Oh, you've already purchased. What a man.
You are, man. You're on top of things.
What a mighty fine man.
Dude,
and
you
then
get the props.
My brother-in-law is going to watch our son while we go to the movies for the first time in a while.
Date night's good, man. But I tell you, it's still too early, man. You ain't going to get any when you get home. I can promise you that.
I wish it would get any. I'm not going to get any of that for years. She's already told me. There will be no poontang for me.
Here's what you have to look forward to. Whenever you are ready to have that other kid, though, you'll have to get in there and work it a little bit. So there will come a time you'll get one more time in your life, man. Because I guarantee you want a little brother or sister for young Ben there. So there will be a time she'll give it up, and then that's it after that. It's a day.
We need to get a sponsor, and in Japan, they make these masturbatory toys for men. These disposable things. They look like eggs, and you jerk off with them, and then you throw them away. What do you mean
with them? I mean, not in them.
Yeah, you jerk off in them. Yeah,
on them.
Yeah, right.
Is it kind of like truck drivers peeing in a bottle or a milk carton and then throwing it out the window?
That's exactly what it is.
Wow.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, and so since we're both in sexless relationships, maybe we can give those away as gifts on Beaver Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Maybe we should contact them and talk about a sponsorship. That's all I'm saying.
Whatever happened. Lloyd being a country fella, he knows all about what you do. That's a slick Japanese toy, and yeah, it's small, but as a country fella, you just put a watermelon out in the sun.
Pull it off the vine, get it a little soft, juicy, cut you a hole in the back of it.
So it's nice and warm.
Yeah, right. Listen, if we're playing I Never and anyone says I've never bored out a cantaloupe and fucked it, hey, I'm drinking to that one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wait a minute. I thought you said this melon was seedless. Now, I don't know where you come from, boy. I don't know your rules, but we learn our morals from the Andy Griffith Show.
That's true.
I was going to say, how can you?
And Opie didn't have a mother to take down. And I don't think he was doing Aunt B.
No.
Either.
When I woke up this morning, I didn't think that we would be talking about Andy Griffith all day.
Look, you can't escape it, man.
Whenever we start talking about Andy Griffith, I always want to yell to my mom and find out what's for dinner.
For me, it was the Carol Burnett show. That was right before dinner. And this Andy Griffith shit all happened in that 3:00 in the afternoon on TBS when I was a kid.
I will go to your party and I will tear it up.
Really? Beaver Kool-Aid.
Make it like a man. Get it hard.
With Lisle, L.A. Lloyd, and Drew. So go ahead, stick your head up your ass.